Today I'm sharing 4 ways that you can become more comfortable giving hands-on assists or adjustments in your yoga classes as a yoga teacher. This is something a lot of people are uncomfortable with as yoga teachers because you don't get a lot of practice in a 200-hour training or a weekend training or whatever it is, the training that you went to teach yoga. Because honestly, you don't ever have to teach or touch anybody. In fact, a lot of times you shouldn't be touching people. That's not what yoga is about. So making hands-on assists and adjustments can feel a little bit uncomfortable, especially when you're not used to it or you haven't had a lot yourself done on yourself. So I'm going to share with you again 4 ways that you can become more comfortable. My name is Ashley. If you're unfamiliar, I have a website, ashesyoga.com, and I really love helping new yoga teachers feel more comfortable to actually get out there and teach. So I teach tips and confidence type stuff for the yoga teachers out there. So here we go. Here are some tips for you to get more comfortable. Again, you don't ever have to touch anybody. In my level 1, Yoga Fit level 1 is the first yoga training I ever did. It was 3-day weekend training, and it was not a full 200 hours. So someone asked, what about assist or adjusting or like touching people? And they flat out said, do not touch people. This is not a training that certifies you to touch people, so don't do it. When you get to a 200 hour though, they teach you more about anatomy and everything, alignment and assisting and adjusting. And so after a 200 hour training, you have kind of the go ahead to go and touch people, but it can still feel really awkward. Like, how do I do that? And we didn't have enough practice in this. We barely had enough practice teaching, like with our words. How are we supposed to go and touch people now? So here are some tips. Once again, long intro, I know, but okay. So I have been teaching yoga for about 7 years or so, and there are some ways that I use to help me feel more comfortable with touching people. I'm by no means an expert, but this is just what helped me. So the first one is reading books or checking out online resources. So any kind of your own research. It could be podcasts about body somatics. It could be YouTube videos about hands-on adjustments or assists, or it could be, example, this book, Yoga Adjustments. I rented this from the library a long time ago. I decided to go out and buy it. Yoga Adjustments by Mark Steffens. It's got great information in here if this is something you want to do. Just keep in mind this book is written by a male, so it is a little bit different, I think, for women, teaching to other women. And I don't want to get into the politics of that or anything, but he does have some things like some advice and stuff on giving adjustments. And I know a lot of male teachers who actually are very uncomfortable and just will not give adjustments because yoga is such a female-dominated area that it feels a little bit uncomfortable to touch people. So anyway, getting out of that, this book does say one thing that I love, and it says, remember, you are teaching yoga, not giving a massage. So remember that. You are not giving people massages. You are not rubbing on people. That is not part of yoga. And you actually never have to touch anybody. That's not part of it. It adds a little bit of magic. It adds a little bit a personal touch, like literally in your classes, if hands-on assists or adjustments is something you want to do. You can always look back at your like 200-hour training manuals. This actually gives a great definition between assisting and adjusting. Assisting is pressing, stretching, that like deeper, getting into a pose. Adjustment is a lighter touch, maybe an energetic, like little brush of the hands, that kind of thing. One thing I really like about this book as well, and I'll link to it, is it talks about different hand positions and how you press on people. That was number 1, do your own research. Number 2, attend a training specific to yoga adjustments and assists, or like I did, attend a training for Thai yoga massage. I did a level 1, 4-day, 36-hour Thai yoga massage training, which taught us how to manipulate bodies and taught me a lot more on how to feel comfortable in what bodies do and how they move. And that was great because it was like the participant just passively lays down and then you are supposed to manipulate their body, and it's not massaging. You can call it Thai yoga. It's like assisted stretching or lazy man's yoga. So we used our thumbs to press in areas, or our palms, or there was different like ways you could use your hands, but it wasn't like this like grabby, massagey thing. That was not part of it at all. So we got to learn ways to touch people that felt more comfortable for you and the person and the participant. And that was really awesome. I took that training about a year or so after I graduated from yoga teacher training, and I was really grateful for it because it taught me how to to be comfortable with touching someone's body and knowing that they're safe. So and manipulating bodies, and all of us anyway. Thai yoga, massage, if you can get a training or learn a little bit more about that, that can really help. All right, number 3 is the third tip I have for you for making assists and adjustments is to attend a class with a reputable teacher who does a lot of assisting or adjustments, or ask them if they could give you more assists and adjustments in class because you're curious about how it feels. So if they're comfortable with it, of course. So for me, I started attending an Ashtanga yoga class. And then I started going to the Mysore class, which is you go to the class and you do the practice, and the teacher is just hanging out there for however long, a few hours, whenever the students arrive. And they're just there, the teacher's there to give those adjustments and assists and to help out, but they're not leading anyone through a practice. So you have to, as the student, know the sequence, go through it, and the teacher's just gonna give assists. And so I attended one for years, a Mysore class weekly, once a week, and oftentimes I was the only student there. So I would get like full on attention and all the assists and presses and whatever he could do, and I was very comfortable with it. I mean, at first it's a little awkward, a little weird, but then I was like, yeah, this is actually really good. So I learned how it felt to get deeply assisted into poses. Of course, I don't do that. I don't super assist someone into poses, but I got to know how certain things felt. And so some of those lighter adjustments, I'm like, yeah, I know how that feels on my body. I'm going to try it on someone else. And so I always tried something on someone that I'm more comfortable with. One of my students that had been coming for a long time, I might ask them, hey, I want to try this new adjustment or this new assist. Can I do it on you? And usually they'd be more than willing and happy to. So that's another little tip, is make sure that you ask. Even in class, it might feel awkward to ask, like, hey, can I make an adjustment? But just say something, because some people are not comfortable with it, or they might have an injury that they didn't mention to you. So always ask them before you touch them. Okay, so attend a class. Like I said, that was number 3, with a teacher that likes to give assists. Okay, number 4 is to practice. Honestly, practice with your friends, practice in your classes with people that you're comfortable with. Ask them if they'd be willing to be your test person and give adjustments to them. And one of the more common adjustments I'll see, of course, in each class is a Shavasana adjust or assist, where you press on the shoulders or do like a temple massage or neck massage or something. Just be really careful that you don't make it too massagey. I've had new trainees like do crazy things with me. I'm like, no. Just like a shoulder press, like a pull here. That's where the Thai massage training really helped me, where I got to feel what the pressing felt like and less about like funky stuff. Hey, stop.